Welcome to Just a Guy in a Truck podcast. I'm your host, Stanley, where we clean up the city one conversation at a time. Today's sponsor is none other than Patriot Hauling and Junk Removal. If you need your space back, give the team a call who specializes in military precision and speed. 503-409-8230. Today we talk with Christopher Oleheiser of Ollie's Cuts. We talk about what it's like to run a business, being a barber, and being a triathlete, podcast owner. So let's jump in with our conversation with Ollie.
Hey man,
Hey, how you doing?
Ollie from Ollie's Cuts.
How you doing?
Hey, we're gonna
Hey.
clean some shit up.
All right, let's do it. I'm excited.
Let's jump in, just straight in.
Yeah.
Give me the Ollie's Cuts lore.
Oh, the lore.
The lore. Give me the
History,
lore.
The background of my game. Or story.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
your name it's not actually Ollie.
No. Well, depends on how. Yeah.
I mean,
like
that's
not
what-
legally.
Right.
Yeah.
Your slave name is a different name.
Exactly.
Your tax name.
Exactly. I mean, are we going to give that all? Do I need to give out my birthday too? No. No, but yeah, I'm a Chris. I'm Chris, and we're everywhere. And I always grew up as Chris O, because there was a Chris P or Chris M, and whatnot.
Sure.
And you kind of just start to feel like a clone almost, right? So nicknames start to happen. And my last name's Oleheiser. So Ole comes from Oleheiser, right? It just became something easy and simple to make me different. When I got into barber school and started cutting, the history on that is I decided they really pushed on being able to set yourself apart in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, any way you can make yourself different, you should do it. And I messaged a bunch of people I knew that were in the industry already. And each one of them were like, I know 7 different Barber Chris's. And I was like, okay, cool. So definitely not going to be Barber Chris, and Ole came along with it. And I like
generic Barber Chris.
Exactly,
Number 3.
right?
Yeah.
And when I was thinking about my brand and everything like that, like I like Easter eggs and stuff like that, right? So when I made Ollie's Cuts, my branding is OC for Ollie's Cuts.
Yep.
But it's actually my initials backwards as well, which is Chris Oleheiser.
Oh, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people don't,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But so that's kind of a nice little Easter egg that most people won't ever catch unless they know that, right? So, and that's kind of a nice way I got my name up on the wall. And I wanted to do something to show my son that he could chase his dreams, and do something and be proud of who we are.
Yeah.
And that was part of it. So, and then also just being I've got I say it all the time, I'm sure people have heard it and get tired of it, but I'll meet new people and I'll be like, hey, I'm Ole, I've got a barbershop, Ollie's Cuts. Or they'll be like, what do you do? And I go, I've got a barbershop called Ollie's Cuts. I'm Ole, I do the cuts. And it's dumb, it's a dad joke. But
I'm all about it. I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
I got the same sort of thing.
Yeah. So, but that's the origin on the name per se. Barbering, I've always had a passion for it. My whole life, ever since I was a boy, I loved having my hair cut well. I loved fashion in general and working with my hands. I'm not that guy who can sit down at a desk and do things. I think it's great we have people who can, because we need people in all kinds of areas,
we
right?
absolutely do.
So I'm not knocking it, but it's definitely not for me, right? And because I've tried it, I went crazy. And so the big thing was my dad used to cut our hair, and he was a carpenter by trade, my stepdad. And I loved it. I loved being able to get cleaned up and stuff like that. And I just, for whatever reason, I found a passion in sales as well. Go figure, you treat people well, they'll treat you well, and
again, we've talked about this, why is that bar so low?
Right, it blows my mind. So I never had to be like a hard clothes salesman. I never had to do anything like that. I treated people well, and they came to me, and I did well in sales.
Right.
And for some reason, I always had a feeling I could never make any money in barbering. Because back then it was like $10 haircuts too. Like it was more about quantity than quality. And I like that has changed. Because I'm not a quantity guy. I would rather deliver quality all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah, so my son came along and he was 5 when I decided to start cutting his hair because it was like, well, I can start practicing. This is something you learn by doing, right? And if he hates his haircut, he's fine. You know what I mean?
He's got no opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Or an ill-formed one at that.
Exactly. So, and he didn't care. His first haircut, like my very first haircut I ever gave, I gave him a hard part, and I made it so wide. In the barber industry, we call it the Moses, because it was like I parted the Red Seas.
Red Sea.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was so bad. But yeah, so I started doing that, and then after a while, friends and family saw how good I was getting, and they wanted haircuts, and then eventually I saw an opening, and I went for it, and I've been chasing that dream ever since, and it literally is. I'm living a dream every day now, and I love it.
Yeah. It's terrifying sometimes.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, well, a dream can go both ways, right? A dream can be either a nightmare or beautiful.
You're like, what is going on?
Yeah, and I think any business owner, anybody, I think of tons of people at any point, maybe not even with just owning a business, but as a moment of going, what did I decide? What am I doing?
Right. Not like the imposter syndrome quite, but like the why did I do this to myself?
Yeah, exactly.
You sit here, you go, I make my own rules, I set my own schedule, I'm a business owner, and then you're like, man, I can understand why you want to be a W-2 sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's terrifying.
Well, you say I make my own rules, and it's like, yes, to a point, but then there's a lot of rules you have to play within. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got regulations, customer preference. Yeah.
You're like, I make my own hours, but I do have to be available when the customers are available.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And so, but it's true. I mean, like, there are pros and cons, absolutely. Like, when I worked for Verizon, and this is nothing even necessarily against them, just that was the last corporate job I worked at. Sure. They were a great vehicle to get me where I needed to go. You know what I mean? So, but they had, and like most corporate structured jobs that I've worked at, if they have a paid time off structure, and you can't even take time off if you don't have that paid time off. Right. Where there were tons of times where I was like, I'll take the day off and just not get paid. Like, that's fine. I would rather lose the income so I can just do what I need to do this day. Yep. Yeah. Whether my son was sick or whatever was going on. And now I will say that is a pro. Like, where if there's something absolutely going on, I can cancel out my day. Again, that's dangerous because then people can just go find another barber. Right. And I've lost somebody potentially. Right. So it's not like you want to do that just for any reason though. Right. But it is nice having the option. Are we getting close to the next place?
We are coming up to the first spot. So we got a report from, where is it?
I don't know.
On Reddit, Mean Essay.
All right.
South side of Wilco on Commercial. There's a mattress over here.
All right.
So we got to keep our eyes peeled.
We're looking for a mattress.
A mattress. I don't even know. South side, that's the west side. So the south side is that way. So it's going to be...
I think it just depends on which way you're headed.
They said right between the Umpqua Bank. Yep, right there. See it? Hey!
Yep. There it is.
There it is. So what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna do a little parking. This is probably not appropriate. I think the police would not be a big fan, but
at the end of the day, we're helping out our community.
Right. Gloves are there. I'm stuck. There we go.
Forgot how seatbelts worked for a second.
Yeah, there's nothing high tech in this truck.
Yeah.
It is very low tech. It doesn't even have air conditioning. This makes summers just
kind of awesome truck did you bring in?
Okay.
This thing's great. Let's do this.
Whoa!
There it is. First one down.
So how does a barber?
Oh yeah.
We are filming.
Yeah.
How does a barber? What is your like preferred method of staying up to date with current trends and stuff? I'm a bald man, so I have.
Well, you can't use. I know some great barbers that are bald.
No. Bald is classic. It's timeless.
Agreed. Yeah. I'm just saying you can't say that you don't know trends because you're bald. I know.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. Roger that.
Yeah.
Got it.
But I'm just flicking you shit, obviously. Well, I mean, really, like I said, it's a passion. So like, I'm already looking into like anybody does, really. I mean, you're going through social media, looking at what you like, what you don't like, seeing what a lot of people are doing, what's kind of trending. You can usually follow a lot of like, so there's usually certain people who are like fashion forward in the world, right?
Okay.
Celebrities, and that could go anywhere from like actors to like soccer players, basketball players, people who are in the spotlight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually they'll take a little bit more fashion forward of approach, and they'll take chances because they're also linked up usually with like high-end fashion people as well.
Sure.
So looking kind of what's coming down the pipeline, usually a lot of the younger generations as well push fashion more than the older generations. We get kind of caught into our we know what we know,
right?
You know, situation. And so it's really like, I guess the short way to say it is taking in media, taking in information, right? And seeing patterns. Like when COVID came around, people couldn't get haircuts, so you saw longer haircuts come out, longer styles.
Sure.
Necessity will drive that, right?
Okay.
So necessity in that sense drove longer haircuts to come out. People started working with what they had. They said, you know what, I grew my hair out. Maybe I won't get a haircut for a while. Maybe I'll try this for a bit now that I got it, right?
Right.
Then same thing like now where once that came back, people started getting haircuts, but now you see a blend between the two. We've got a lot of shag on top, but a lot of short on sides, a lot of tapers happening.
What do they call that?
There's fringe, there's all kinds of terms. It depends on the style. On it. Like
I've seen it. It's like not quite bowl cut, but also like, does that make sense?
Yeah. No,
like
it's absolutely. It's a little bit of it's not a hard part per se, but the blend is so small, it does look very abrupt.
Got it.
But it does. I know what you're saying. Like, and it's just a style, like how mullets have come in and out. Like, so mullets were popular when they first started. They came back again in like the 90s again, then back again recently, like 2-3 years ago, just full on mullets. Now we're seeing another variation of them right now called the modern mullet, which is just essentially a hybrid between a burst fade and a mullet. But it looks great, and people are finding different ways to do it, right?
Right.
And which is the great thing about fashion, is that while you'll always have a variation, like there's only so many ideas, and it's not that you can't ever adapt something, but I think it's great how people take certain ideas and then make it our own. Every generation seems to do that.
Right.
And I think that's beautiful. Like, and that's something I love. Like, I can't do something that's mundane and the same all the time. So keeping up on the newest stuff actually is exciting for me. Like, I love when somebody comes in and they have a newer style for me to do. And it's not just the same style I'm doing every day.
Right.
That excites me. That causes like a fire inside of me. I'm like, let's do this, because there's a chance I can fail. And that's exciting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty confident. I'm confident in myself.
Hey, we're not charging you for this one because I botched your haircut.
Well, let's be real. If I really did, I would. But I'm so honest. I would tell somebody.
Right.
Like, they would, like, if there was really a high chance of me failing.
Right.
Like that, I would be like, hey, I've never done this.
Right.
You know, like, so I would be straightforward. We'd both be getting into it. You know what I mean?
It's either free or it's double the price.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. If you love it, then yeah. But if you hate it, then I'm sorry. No. But then they could just be like, I hate it, leave, and they'd be like, dude, I love it. You know? Like,
I hate it, but then I got home and my wife was like, I love the way that looks.
That happens.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times guys come in and they get haircuts and they're like, they'll come in and they're like, I'm not really sure, I need your help. And I get them set up with what I know will look good because it's just my area, right?
Yeah.
And they are used to their normal. And so they're like, no, I can't do this. I'm not sure. And I'm like, listen, just try it out and see what you think. And they come back and they're like, my wife loves this haircut.
Yeah.
I got so many compliments. Dude, how do I keep doing this? And I'm like, that's what I thought.
Mrs. P, she tells every time I come home, usually Fridays or Saturdays.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, your beard smells so good. She's like, it looks so good.
It's that
and
beard
then
bump. Yeah.
and then I sleep on it or something, and then I all up. Or I sit here.
That's what happens.
I play with it.
Playing with it is
yeah.
And then it's a hard thing.
It gets that weird curl.
Yeah, because you pull it back under like a wizard. Not just you. Everybody does.
So, okay. So my question, the question I threw it out to a few people, and I was like, what would you ask a barber if you had the chance?
Yeah.
Barber versus hairdresser. What is the difference, and why did you choose being a barber over a hairdresser?
T-Mobile call center's back here.
There it is. T-Mobile's right here.
Yeah.
They set off of McGillcrest and 16th. So, but I'm thinking I went the wrong direction, so we might have to turn around.
Yeah, 16th isn't this way.
It's that way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's okay. So, the big difference, that's a great question.
Right.
I think that's amazing. You and your people, I don't know whoever your crack SWAT team is, but that's an amazing question. I think it's great.
Thanks.
It's actually really good as an interviewer. I think you should get like an award.
Sign me up.
Yeah. But I went for no shit handlers. And I don't know why. It wasn't even a hard turn.
Right.
So let me tell you.
Barber versus
hairdresser.
Okay.
You know, I get this one all the time. I gotta tell you, it's a common question. Sorry,
yeah,
no, but I do get this question a lot.
Okay.
The big difference, honestly, is just when it comes down to, so hairdressers are licensed to do color.
Okay.
A barber is licensed to do straight razoring and apply aftershave.
Got it.
Though, as far as haircuts go, really we're trained in both. So like I know how to do an A-line bob, I know how to do a bunch of different ladies cuts.
Right.
They trained me in them.
Right.
Now, due to just the nature of the jobs, usually hairdressers will get a lot more long length hair and and ladies and stuff like that in general, right? Mm-hmm. Where barbers will get a lot more men and shorter length hair.
Sure.
So a lot more barbers usually end up being pros in the shorter length, but the longer length haircuts they're not very good at, right?
Okay.
Where same thing with hairdressers. A lot of them don't like to do the shorter length haircuts. They'll usually send them to us as barbers, and vice versa.
Right.
So
they're like, there's just not enough volume of hair to be working with.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's just a completely different world where like long hair has its own like differences. Like it can get really hard having to hold it all up the whole time and cutting it, and then they've got a bunch of different ways of like styling it and stuff like that. But because it is longer, you can hide things in it. It's not as exact.
Right.
So when you get as short and exact as a bald fade or something like that we're doing, that takes a lot of like precise precision, and that takes a lot of practice. And if you're not doing it all the time, it's not going to come out right. It's not going to look right, and then you're not going to want to do it because it doesn't look good. You don't want to feel, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a whole like trickle down system. So, and vice versa. If I was doing like, oh my gosh, if I was doing like, girls ask me all the time if I cut ladies' hair, and I tell them the same thing each time. Like, I can do one lengths, no problem. If you need a standard, just straight across, you know, or a trim, because I have guys that come in with long hair, and I trim their edges off. But if you're looking for like bangs or anything crazy, like tons of layers, that's usually not my area. Like I don't have a lot of practice in it.
Got it.
Because the last thing I'd want to do is give like some lady horrible bangs.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
That would be the end of your barbering career.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, I would not. Yeah. No,
okay.
Thank you.
So, got it. Color versus straight razor. It's basically the big difference.
Basically, yeah, but they are two different licenses as well.
Got it.
Because hairstylists are chemists. They have to literally mix the colors together.
You're a surgeon.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. They're chemists. You're a surgeon.
They're chemists. I'm a surgeon. They're the pharmacy. I'm a surgeon.
Right.
Yeah.
Both important.
Absolutely.
Actually, that's a good segue, because one of the cool stories that you told me when we were in the
trenches,
when I was in the chair, was the story of the barber pole, and then feel free to share that, and then I want to jump to the next topic.
Yeah. Well, generally, the story of the barber pole. Going to the sunbelt?
No,
Okay.
we're not. we're not doing that.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Nope, sorry. Sorry. Trust me, if you see me on the road and I'm accidentally a jerk to you,
Yeah.
it was purely because of my ignorance.
Yeah.
Not anything you did and not anything I'm trying to do to you.
That's so common from what I hear, though. Like,
Just an idiot. That's it.
Most of us are. I am too.
So, anyways, barber pole.
Generally speaking, the barber pole, and forgive me if I get a fact or two wrong here, but
Oh,
for the
they're
most
fact
part,
checking.
I know.
It's
I'm
the
good.
internet.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying. As far as I remember learning in school, it was because we used to be doctors and dentists as well.
Okay.
And so the red, white, and blue would signify that, the fact that we could work on people medically and stuff like that, that we would do bloodletting.
Yep.
Because they used to believe in that, that if you had too much pressure in your blood and whatnot.
Just let a little bit out.
Just let a little out. Just get one of them leeches on it.
Yeah.
So you could ride into town, right? You'd see that red, white, and blue barber pole spinning, and you go, okay, well, this tooth in the back of my area has been bothering me, and I need a shave. I'm gonna go get taken care of. Be sitting there and get your tooth pulled, get your shave, get a haircut, and you'd be on your way.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
One of the oldest professions out there.
Not the oldest profession.
One of.
The oldest profession is no longer legal.
No, I know.
But
We're not the oldest. No, by far we're not. But you can find us all the way back to even Egyptian days. So
Right.
the Egyptians were the first people that we know of that on record actually had makeup,
Yeah.
had their hair, had combs, had stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
No. Jumped way deeper into a question than I expected, and that was good. I got a really good answer.
Listen, I told you,
I didn't
it's a
know about
passion.
the Egypt.
I like this stuff.
Sure. Yep. No, you asked me about trash, and I can go on and on about days about how recycling, not everything is cracked up to be.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so you are also not just a barber, but you are a triathlete.
I am.
So, why the hell would you want to do that to yourself? I think that's a fair question.
Yeah, that's fair. Quick answer, I'm a masochist.
Okay.
No, I joke. But
Ladies.
no, just joking. No, that's so dumb. But no, I think, I like to push myself and I like to challenge myself in a bunch of different ways. And running was one way to push myself. I was already cycling on the side. I've kind of always liked riding bikes. I used to downhill mountain bike before my son came along.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started doing fixed gear bicycling or cycling,
Mm-hmm.
which for people who don't know, just a fixed gear cycle doesn't have any gears.
Nope.
So if
Not
the
even
wheel is
for
moving, my
braking.
legs are moving.
Right.
Exactly. Nothing for braking
I
or
love,
anything.
I'm a big bicycle guy.
Yeah. So I loved that. It was a great workout. And Jordan and I started running 6 years or some odds a while ago now.
Yeah.
And we got better and better at that. And as you achieve one goal, you need another, right?
Right.
So we would always see the Ironman going, and I knew a couple people did it, and it was one of those things where I was like, I want to do that. And when I was turning 40, I decided I wanted to be a man who didn't say I want to anymore, but said I'm going to. And I've been doing that. And so that Ironman was part of that. So I signed up, and Jordan and I knocked it out, because we had always looked at it and said, oh, we want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so her and I are kind of like friends where, and for the people watching, Jordan's my best friend. We do a podcast together called the Real Cut Podcast. Just throw that out there.
Yeah.
And
I was going to bring it up anyway.
Okay. But that way people know who I'm talking about. And we do a lot of triathlons and things like that together, because we're the kind of friends where it's like, hey, I signed up to do this, and then are you going to do it too?
I signed you up already.
No, that's a lot of times. Yeah. I signed you up. You're free this day.
Thanks,
But it'd be like, hey, are you free this day? It'd be like, yeah, why? Good, because I signed you up. Yeah.
So military background, we call that kind of friend a blue falcon.
A blue falcon.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should like it, but I do.
I mean, if it's one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah, things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we're here at the next one at 16th and McGill Crest. Who said this one? Who gave this one up to us? I love that name on Reddit. Artificial Swede.
Artificial Swede.
So, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Do they talk like the Swedish chef?
It's a.
Schmookabookabookaboo.
Are we getting everything?
No, we're not. it sucks. I would love to get everything, but like for time purposes, we're gonna just get the bulk. That's just the faster part.
Absolutely.
It's rough, but small impact.
Yes, absolutely.
Small impact starts. What is it?
Items.
You the thing I love. How do you eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
From the asshole.
Starting with the ass.
Yeah, that's it. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright. Just get the drone stuff and I'm gonna help you grab stuff.
Cool. I said cool. Ow, my knee. It's fine. Gotta wave at all the people. It's big and wet and heavy. That's the way I like them. Ooh, the wind might make it.
Technology, not technology. Okay, we can see that footage. Because I recorded, we got all that. That wind is fucking with it.
That looks cool as hell. Hey, here, let's do something to the truck.
Hold on, it's coming back down.
Okay.
I will though, I will.
Yeah. Let it do its thing. Dude, that shit's so cool.
Isn't that fucking awesome?
That's so inappropriately good.
And they've gotten like even better.
Okay, so triathlete,
Yes.
you're a masochist.
I mean, not really, but
Again,
but I do like
ladies.
to put ladies. But no, I just like to push myself.
Sure.
I think life is about growth in all areas. You know, I push myself mentally and physically, and the triathlete, like the side of that is really that's proving to myself I can do something that I don't think I can do.
Right.
That is hard, really. You know, and it helps me my day to day. It helps me remember that in times when things are hard or things are low, that I'm actually stronger than I think I am.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that's kind of dumb and deep, I guess, but you know, it is. I really do love it, and it keeps my hands busy, which is good. So
Right.
I'll be doing something.
Not a religious person myself, but idle hands are the devil's playground.
No, yeah,
that's what they say.
No, that's what they say, and I mean, like, I agree with what, like, it makes sense.
I agree with the idea.
The idea of it is like, well, that's like, and because I know that in my life, most of the time when I've been bored, I've gotten into trouble.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I mean? In
Me
whatever
too.
way. Yeah.
Me too.
You find something to do or some way, you know.
Right.
Even in relationships, like I'm bored, you pick at your girlfriend or your wife, you know. You're like, hey, how you doing? Let me just,
you sit here and you're just like, fuck, I'm so bored. I'm going to start a fight.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start a fight.
I mean, and obviously that's not the good, you know what I mean?
No, that's not healthy.
And
unless you've got one of them those strong, independent type women who also
what does the same thing back?
pokes you back. And,
absolutely. Well, we're Saiyans.
And then we are Saiyan. We are Super Saiyan. We're Super Saiyan.
That's right.
What are we saying?
What are we saying? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I've
always loved that joke.
It.
Yeah. I'm not much of an anime guy. Dragon Ball Z was.
That's okay.
Not really. Just I mean,
it wasn't your thing.
It's fine if it's for you.
That's all right.
I'm okay with that.
And it's okay that it wasn't for you.
And it's fine.
Yeah. We're all allowed to like what we like.
Right.
And to not what we don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
we're
what
not
else
friends
do I
anymore.
got here?
I'm glad you told me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually, this is this question, this is
Okay.
the question that I wanted to ask the
Okay.
most. So, what is it that you tell your internal monologue? What does it tell you when, or what do you say to yourself when you're in the middle of I guess, what do they call them? You're in the triathlon?
A triathlon?
Well, I mean, like, what do they, like, Are they a tournament? Are they, I don't know. When you're running and you want to quit, what is it the thing you tell yourself?
You got me laughing like one of the puppets off Sesame Street right now. Bert and Ernie. You know, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay,
no, you're
I'm
good.
listening.
No, so what is what's the thing you tell yourself when you...
My mantra.
Yeah.
Like if I don't think I can do it. Like during the hard times.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the thing that you're like, man, I'm ready to quit, and then you tell yourself your thing, and then you don't.
Yeah. I mean, well, I forget who I'm quoting exactly, but it's Mama didn't raise no bitch. And there's one that is the first one. But no, in general, I mean, to a point, I jokingly say that, but I honestly kind of like that one. But really, the one I really use the most is I do this all the time, whether like I'm in the gym or just struggling with anything. There's I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm capable. Those are my three that I go over. And especially like when you're training or running or doing something, you know, and it's getting hard, and you feel like I feel like everybody's got two voices, right? There's the side of you that's like, especially when it comes to running, like as soon as I start running, there's a voice that starts like, we don't have to do this.
Right.
Yeah, like, you know, you could just be at home eating Snickers, like hanging out on your couch playing a video game. Like, life is okay. You don't need to, like, no one's like, what are you running from?
We're not running from a lion.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not on the Serengeti anymore.
Yeah, life is okay. And so, but I think it's fighting that voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I usually tell myself is that, you know, I'm strong. I remind myself I can do this. Like, I'm confident. Like, you know, and I'm capable. So like, I'll be able to make it through. Other things I tell myself sometimes, like, I'm not doing anything after this. If I just make it through this moment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna sleep after this. I'm gonna relax.
So I think you can tell by my body shape, I'm not much of a cardio enthusiast. I'm more of, I like picking big heavy things up, which is great for my line of work.
Yes.
But there is that moment when you're running where I don't even know what they call it, but you're running and it sucks and it sucks and it sucks, and then something breaks inside of you, and then it just you're free. Like,
I think it's
you're
the
just
acceptance.
Isn't it?
It's the
you're like, this is just what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because
our bodies are amazing.
Right.
So after
your body is.
Yeah. Well, stop.
Ladies.
Thank you. Ladies. No. Hey, different types for different folks, though, right? You know?
Yeah. Right.
But because I think like you have a great one as well, lady. No, you're married though. But yeah, lady. That's how I would say it for you. Yeah. But so when I was a trainer, for instance, and stuff like that, most cardio after 30 minutes, your body has learned how to do it incredibly efficiently. Like, you're breaking stuff down by like 70% or more. I'd have to look up the exact numbers again, because again, it's been a while, right?
Well, and I'm sure the science has changed on it.
Agreed. But so in general, though, the idea and the thought process behind it is that your body doesn't know any better. It thinks you're doing it forever, right? So as far as it knows, I'm doing this forever now. I need to do it the most efficient way I can do it, because I need to preserve calories, I need to preserve, fats, things like that, and energy. And so after 30 minutes of doing it, your body has presumed you're doing it forever, and it has broken it down how to do it exactly how to do it. So depending on how long you run, your body can hit that area as well. Now, everybody can even hit that area. 30 minutes is a general. You know what I mean? Like, that can change per person as well. And per body type, per strenuous activity, per temperature they're working at.
Potty type?
Yeah.
You said potty type?
Yeah.
That's one of those oleisms.
No, well, so potty type just refers to how many craps they're taking a day.
Listen, that's another conversation with a different person.
That's a whole other. What would be somebody you'd go see about your poop? Is there a specific doctor for poops?
Our friend. We have a friend.
Who is a poop doctor?
Allie.
Allie's a poop doctor?
She's not a poop doctor, but she's a nutritionist.
Oh, that Allie. I'm like, who are we talking about? No, yeah.
I don't want to tip my hand too much because I would love to have her in the truck.
10-4, yeah, no, absolutely. I know who you're talking about though. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. She's a nutritionist. Yeah. No, that makes sense. I see where you're going with that now.
So this futon we're supposed to be getting is somewhere in this alleyway back over here. I didn't see it, but I also don't want to block traffic with my big black booty.
That's right.
It's not like it's just a big black truck.
This is old Salem right here.
Yeah, this is Inglewood.
Yeah.
I live like on the other side of center.
Cool.
In a beautiful that we just purchased, and my office is an absolute wreck.
Well, that's how it goes, right?
That is how
as
it
you
goes.
get kind of set up and going.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, our good friend Allie, she deals with some poops, some poopies. I think it's down here. I'm guessing.
We could always walk it too. We could park and then walk it.
Well, then we got to take the camera, and we're gonna have to get the truck anyway. And this is an alley, so it's meant to do this. It's meant to drive down it. I'm not seeing this futon.
Is that it?
Is what it? Ooh, that does look like a futon. Yeah.
That looks like a futon.
We found it. Do you wanna name who pointed this out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Her name is right here. I assume her name. It's a very
Chantel Blankenship.
Yeah, from Facebook.
All right, thank you, Chantel.
We got this one. You get to take a picture with the futon now. Give me that camera.
And all they think is we're working right now. They don't know we're doing it. Just do it.
All right, hold it.
Got it.
This world's been up in here just getting nuts. Relatable.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Ladies. Annihilate that thing.
Again, going after the big stuff. I feel bad. I'm sorry. If you see this person behind me, we mean only good stuff.
They're fine.
I'm a bit sweaty. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah?
It takes a little bit for me to sweat.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cardio.
So-
Endurance, all that.
No comment.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
actually, the next one I want to go try and tackle
Okay.
is probably going to be our last one because we're going to fill up on it.
Okay.
And it was a lot that everybody was talking about.
Didn't realize it was in talk. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, you're fine.
I'm just looking it up.
And what a serendipitous time for me to do our first episode, because there was just a massive illegal dumping over by the Shamawa school. How do you pronounce Shamawa?
Shamawa.
You say Shamawa, right?
I think it's Shamawa, yeah.
I think a lot of people have said it, and
Chemawa?
that's what everybody from out of state says is Chemawa.
Yeah, but everybody out of state also calls it Oregon.
True. Or the Willamette.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going over to the Chemawa school in the Willamette Valley of Oregon.
Of Oregon.
Yeah. No.
That's who you want to follow? That's where you want to be when Jesus comes back?
In the
Making fun of little border dirt?
No.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I am a lot of people pointed this one out. So I know that we're not going to be able to get all of it, but I'm going to try and get some of it.
We're going to get what we can.
So triathlete, that looks good. Allie, our friend, is a poop doctor.
She is a poop doctor.
She's not a doctor.
That's
We
the
can't.
thing. Yeah.
Can't say that she's a doctor. I like to refer.
That's what threw me off.
She is my favorite pro lava enthusiast.
Pro lava.
Yeah, she's the only nutritionist that has said that a good lava-based diet would be good. I hope to God she sees this because
Yeah.
she would. She's dying laughing right now, guaranteed.
Good lava base. Okay.
Because I go on her Instagram and I comment like, hey, like she'll be like, Jimmy Dean sausage is the worst thing because of all of the preservatives and all the crap you put that they put in it. Which that's her field. I still eat Jimmy Dean sausages. I shouldn't say that to her. She would get mad at me.
She's gonna see this.
She will see this. I will make sure because now we're talking about it.
Right.
But so I'm like, the first comment was like, where, like on the, like, is lava better or worse than Jimmy Dean sausage? And she said it's high in minerals, so it's probably really, it's better than Jimmy Dean. That doesn't mean you should eat lava. Just so we're clear, it's a
We're
joke.
talking again about like magma, right?
Right. The
Just wanna
stuff,
be clear.
the red hot liquid that oozes from
This whole time I've been like, is
the
there
Earth's
another
whole
term for lava
crust.
that I don't know
No,
about?
well maybe.
I was like, is this a whole like health kick that people are on that I've like it's some type of hummus or something that's like really spicy?
No.
Or
I mean maybe, but no. Not the way I meant it. So, anyways, a couple extra questions. So, balance. So you are a barber.
Yeah.
My favorite barber. But I'm biased.
I appreciate that.
You are a father to a wonderful son.
Yeah.
I adore your son.
It's pretty awesome.
He's a very good kid. He could get active more.
He actually is stepping up in those areas. But I joke around with him. People are gonna think we're like fat shaming him right now.
No, we're
not
not.
at all.
No,
this is an inside joke. Like,
It's a joke. Let's see. You're arguably one of Salem's most eligible bachelors. I don't know about that. What is the? Oh, it's confirmed bachelor. That was
Confirmed?
the old.
Is that the old?
Well, that was a way back in the 1950s
Is that like
to like call somebody.
But like, were they like players though? I think that's what that meant.
No.
Like
That's not what. No.
No. Okay. I thought that's what that meant.
We'll have to have a talk about that on the outside because it's like I'm like the people who know, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm fine with it. Like that lifestyle, it's
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah.
I feel it feels weird that we have to like caveat that. Anyway, balance. Father, business owner, triathlete, best friend, podcast host. Like how that's so much.
Yeah. And I want more.
Why?
Because you only have one life to live.
Sure.
Like, why not do the most you can?
Right.
You know?
Biggest impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I grew up around some great men, like, who did a lot. Like, the Mount Angel Sausage Company, who sponsored me for my Ironman this year. They, there's one of my best friends, him and his father and their family own the company and everything like that. And to watch Jimbo, he used to run an offshore oil rig. And then I watched him leave that and all that money that came along with it and start a donut cart. And then from his donut cart, he met a man, they were already making sausage because they're already Dutch and it had the background in it, right?
Right.
But then, so that's what got him he went into the sausage world, and that started with a trailer. And then that built up to 5 trailers, and that built up to a restaurant. That built up to being, mass production now and stuff like that. And like, that was always awesome. I loved seeing, like, it really showed me that if you put in effort, you could do what you wanted to do, right? And it's going to be easy. Are you going to have setbacks? Yeah, absolutely. But like, you just have to keep pushing, and shoot, what was the question again?
How do you maintain the balance between all of the? You're good.
I don't maintain balance in conversations.
We found his weakness.
Exactly.
Just kidding. We already knew where it was.
Yeah, come on. If you know me, you know.
You know.
You know.
So many inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of one day.
Yeah, you are. You were part of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this like melancholy coming out of you right now?
I'm so sad.
Yeah.
It's because I don't have balance, which is what we're supposed to be talking about.
Okay,
right
so yes, back to it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, a lot of people brought that one up. We just passed the one over here off Hawthorne and Silverton. It's
okay.
So we can't really do anything about it because it's
ones,
Department of Transportation's that's
their area.
That's their area, and there's a whole bunch of politics on literally that spot, and it's just
No, we don't want to mess with that.
again, we're trying to eat the elephant around the edges.
Exactly.
Maybe one day I would love to get there, but we're not there yet.
Our help is helping.
Right.
Our help is helping.
Right.
And that's what people need to remember. Help is help.
Right. Anyway, balance.
But balance. Through a lot of ways. Like, I joke about counseling, but I love my Care Bear, and having somebody to talk to and help balance out helps out. And I'm not saying people necessarily everybody needs it or anything, and that's okay. You know, I know people who have partners, and they find balance through talking with their partner and planning through that. Really, it's just doing it. Like, it sounds corny and it sounds dumb, but I've found through a lot of failure and not doing things and avoiding things in the past of my life that I didn't accomplish anything, and I still had to deal with the same issues, and I still, if not, had more issues because I tried to avoid them by not dealing with them. Right. Like, whether it was small stuff like not paying bills or stuff, whatever, mind you, right?
Like, I used to not look at my bank account just because.
Oh yeah, I get that one.
I get that
one. Well, it was anxiety, right? Where is it at? How much am I gonna have? Like, is there anything in there?
Right.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
I hate that,
dude. So
I watch it every day now. Make it part of my routine.
Right. And that's kind of it. Is finding balance for me was finding a good routine. You kind of nailed it, right?
Oh, God. Layup, we call that one.
Yeah. And that was exactly what it was. And for me, like, getting up in the morning and working out, starting my day so I can check something off the list makes me feel good, like I'm doing something already. Right. I started my day like already productive, right? And then really sticking to a schedule. Like, that's why, like, a lot of people, I get messaged all day long. And when I say I mean that, I mean all day long, even at in the middle of the morning or night, about people trying to get appointments made.
Right.
And getting stuff in. And I feel bad because I push people away to my website, but I only have so much time. And if I have to sit and schedule as well or do all these other things, it takes away from that time, right?
You could just do walk-ins. Well, I'm kidding.
That's an insane process as well. Because then that's a great clip situation. I have people sitting around for 2 hours, and then I've got to rush on their haircuts because they've been sitting around for 2 hours.
Well, and I'm sure a lot of what you do, very similar to what I do, it's actually a lot of touch point. Right. The customer, because we go overtime all the time, and we're just bullshitting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have that same thing with my customers. Is they want to I take away your stuff, but also, and I make your problems go away. That's what I do. But I also listen to your problems. I want to have that.
You're personable.
Like that. So, but yeah, if you have appointments and you're trying to book all that, it stretches you really thin.
Well, and then like we said, I've got the podcast there. If I'm not cutting, I think people will forget that is that they think if I'm not cutting hair, I'm just not doing anything. But I am. I'm editing my podcast. I'm thinking of new things to do on my podcast. I'm training for my triathlon. I'm spending time with my almost 17-year-old son before he comes to the point where he doesn't want to spend time with me anymore.
Right. I don't think that'll ever be. But
I don't think it will either. But it's a realistic thing. He is going to become a person and an adult at one day and live his own life. Yep. And I've tried to invest as much as I can in him, so hopefully I'll be a large part of that when he's older. But I may not be as well. He may just, what if he gets some cool job offer in California and flies off to go do that? Right. That's not because we don't love each other, but he's gone now. Right.
Well, so if you're being a bad father, if you tell him to not take it.
I would be a horrible father.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So when I say he may not be in my life, I don't even mean necessarily for bad reasons. They could be for the best reasons. Right. But that's my point is we don't know, right? So I'm trying to enjoy all the time I can now with him. Right. And put that base in. And so that's, the balance is really, really finding a guideline finding, putting out, which is hard for me to do, but putting out boundaries with your time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was trying to get to as far as like with scheduling and stuff like that.
Right.
Like realizing, hey, I'm not doing this. Like this is my time with my son, or this is my time to film the podcast with my friend.
Right.
This is my time to film this podcast, or this is my time to go out and like on Wednesday I'm going to the YMCA and I'm going to talk with a bunch of kids about running a business and being a barber and my business and stuff
that's
like
really
that.
cool.
Yeah, and that's another way I'm going to give back to my community and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all kinds of different things in different ways, and really that's the thing, is that a lot of people don't realize that Jordan told me this, and she heard it from somebody else as well, of course, right? But we all have the same 24 hours.
Right.
Oprah Winfrey, who's incredibly successful, has the same 24 hours we do. Steve Jobs, who made Apple, had the same 24 hours
Yeah.
we do, right?
Right.
There's no reason that if they can accomplish what they did, we can't accomplish what we want to
Right.
accomplish. They were just organized about
I mean, some people will say, I always hate it's luck. I get the luck argument, but like, if you like the one skill,
I can refute that.
I can as well.
It's not luck. It's that they made themselves available.
Yeah, it's preparation plus opportunity.
Exactly.
So I was ready when the opportunity came.
Exactly.
And that's what it created. Now,
Yeah.
do random opportunities occur? Of course.
Of course.
100%.
Yeah. But
Right?
if you're not ready for it,
But if
that
you're not ready
opportunity is
for
going to go by you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. No, the one like single skill that I wish, I would trade everything I have today
Yeah.
for a time machine to go back with the knowledge that I have.
Sure.
And the skill that I would want to give young me is the ability to manage time.
Yeah.
That right there is like, that's what I tell my kids. It's like, no, be very present in your mind about the time.
Yes.
Right? And
Agreed.
yeah.
I live and die by my Google Calendar.
I mean, like my wonderful magnanimous wife, who
What does that word mean, magnanimous? Makes me think
I
of
don't know the
Glados.
exact definition. You'll find that with me, as I'll say things and I won't exactly know the exact definition.
Dude, me too.
Sorry, I'm coming over.
Sorry, I'm just ADHD right
No,
now.
you're good.
You cut
I
this
don't
out
know.
of your life. Yeah.
We'll chop it up how it cuts up.
All right.
I use the correct word, and I know I use the correct
do
word,
this
but
on
I don't
ours all
know
the
the
time.
technical. I don't know the technical
Define
definition.
magnanimous.
Magnanimous.
Generous or forgiving, especially towards a rival or less powerful person.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that, but I nailed it.
You nailed it, because you're the less powerful person between the two. Gotcha.
That's what I try to make her believe, at least.
well,
Anyway,
don't get in trouble.
is that I am too schedule centric, right?
Oh, okay. Yep.
So she does like spontaneity. Now
Yeah.
she's heavily ADHD, and she needs a routine.
See, that's where I need somebody in my life who I'm very
they cleaned it up.
spontaneous.
So the big one that was illegal
Right
was
here.
right here.
Where
This
dude
one.
is right now, going to take his pee or something.
Maybe. Or his dog. No, he's got his dog.
All right.
Hello,
Good
Mr. Dog.
You like
But-
dags?
You like Dag?
Yeah, I like dags.
But it's all this stuff.
Here we go.
We're gonna pull over. I'm gonna finish this point, and then we'll try and fill up and clean up as much as we possibly
Absolutely.
can.
Yeah, we'll get what we can.
So she needs routine, like
Mhm.
for her to be able to function.
Yeah.
Especially in her job where she's a special needs teacher, and
Oh yeah.
so she needs that. But even she thinks I'm a little too. I show up early to be early, right?
Mhm.
And I'm too schedule centric. And so we have this thing that we do where I schedule planned spontaneity.
Okay.
So it's just I just take a 6-hour chunk, just block
Yeah.
it right out in the schedule, and that is just we could sit on the couch and do nothing. We could go out on a date.
It's a not planned time.
Right.
I like
There's
it.
nothing here in this chunk,
Yeah,
and nothing will be here, so we can just do whatever we want.
I like
That's
that.
my
That's the only kind of like unplanned planned I like.
But yeah,
I dig it.
let's go pick up some stuff.
You think we can do it? Hold on. Give it like, do one of these things. You gotta look at
the
that.
snap?
Yeah.
It's not quite the same as a doctor.
Yeah, but you gotta look at the camera while you do it. That way this could be like a cutscene you could make.
Ladies.
Right? We look at it and be like,
oh yeah. That's it.
There we go. See?
That's it.
See?
Tires is expensive. I can't block the GoPro. Sorry, GoPro.
Not tall enough.
Not doing enough.
I'm trying to win.
And you get to set the weight. So the shitty thing is, this problem is all down this road. I got it in my mouth.
Use whatever you want.
Hopefully
you want.
the camera's it's still recording, I know that.
So we got these shots too. We'll use that again.
All right. Well, let's see. Who called this one out? ALE Louise on Facebook and It took me a second. On Reddit, the same person or a different person. It's a man in D&D-isms. I think.
It's not a Manny? A Manny?
No, there's no
A Manny?
a Manny.
Isms? Amanda-isms?
I think
Amanda and isms?
well, you know what? They're gonna see this and they're gonna be like, no, you got it right. He likes D&D, which as a typical Redditor, pretty
a
pretty
man
on
in
point.
D&D. Yeah, no, I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Whew.
I'm a
Right.
sweaty.
Sweaty boy.
Sweaty. So yeah, the tarp is are like the worst, like one of the things that I wish or I hope never happens is something falls off the truck and hurts somebody. Like that's a huge fear of mine.
Absolutely, it's understandable.
It's like, you know, you can only control so much on the road and when you're moving larger loads like this stuff, like you have to be extra careful, but like I mean, crazier shits happen to worse people, right?
Absolutely.
Or better shits happen to worse people. I don't know the saying. That's one of those Malafor.
Malfoy?
No, Malafor.
Harry Potter?
It's a new word I learned the other day. It's like a joining of two cliches.
So us?
Yeah. Hey, the best Malafor. No, my favorite
That's a
one,
good
and
high
it's
five.
the example that they give for it is, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
We're in there. I'm gonna get to it.
we're full.
We're full.
Ollie, good job, dude.
Thank you. One thing I'm good at is getting full.
What else do we
Yeah,
get?
you know what that means. Let's do it.
Balance. Businesses that. Oh yeah. So you were talking about your sponsor, sausage.
Mount Angel Sausage Company.
Mount Angel Sausage Company. Got it.
Great sausage.
So, I'm a sausage guy.
You need to eat theirs. You won't eat others afterwards. So, a lot of our friends would be happy to hear, like nutritionists and such, that since we brought them up before, they don't use any fillers, fats, or MSG. It's all lean meats.
Wow.
And the natural casings.
I'm a big fan of Uncle Roger, and I think MSG's fine.
Well,
But-
listen, that's fine. But I'm telling you, you don't need it with these. They're
No.
delicious.
Good.
They've got all kinds of different ones. From spicy to not spicy. They have like a 4-alarm that had ghost pepper in it.
Ooh.
It's delicious and hurtful.
Don't you think the ghost pepper thing got a little out of hand? Like it got a little too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of those guys though. Like I did the.
Like they put maple and bacon in fucking everything for a while there,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
then they were like ghost pepper.
I mean, but I like spicy stuff. Like
Sure.
my tattoo artist, she bought the Hot Ones lineup,
Okay.
and we sat and did it together, and it was fun. It
Ate
was
some
blast.
wings.
Yeah.
Some even hotter,
I like-
some hot wings, and some even hotter questions.
But again, like we were talking about,
Yeah.
I like to challenge myself, right?
Sure.
The triathlon stuff, like so. Maybe I am a
Masochism.
little bit of a masochist.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't think about it, but ladies.
So no, the question I was going to ask you is, so me personally,
Yeah.
there are many other businesses out there that I see, whether they're local or national or international brands, that I see, and I'm like, God, the way they do business, I just love the way they do that, and I want to do that. So my question to you is, what are there businesses, or is there a business that you either do emulate or want to emulate in future iterations?
I think yes and no.
Okay.
So I say yes and no because I can't tell you that there's just one business that I think I want to copy exactly. If
Sure.
that makes sense.
Take
I'm a big believer in
pieces.
taking pieces from everything. Like McDonald's did a lot of great things in a lot of great ways. They found efficiency. They found effectiveness. You know what I mean? The way that they branded themselves. So you could take that away. Vidal Sassoon in the hair world. He's the reason we have he's the reason we have A-line cuts and things like that, or symmetrical cuts.
Yeah.
We weren't doing those before him. And then also he branded things like like a lot of different other stuff as far as cosmetics and stuff like that. So in that sense, like I would love to have pomades that were always cuts pomades someday.
Right.
You know, so I would steal that from him in that sense, right? Being able to build myself out more than just a barber,
Right.
but as an entrepreneur. You know, you take time blocking. Like I learned a lot about time blocking from Jordan in her business and stuff like that. And I know she's learned it from somebody else, right? So,
well, there's very rarely is there an original thought.
Right, you know, exactly. And so, but that's kind of what I'm getting to is that if I hear a good idea, it's a good idea,
Regardless of where it came from.
right. So I can't, like, I don't want to dance around the question. I feel like I kind of am, and I'm not meaning to. But I can't say that there's one specifically I've looked at. Like, I've tried to always realize that I don't know everything, and that somebody else. Like, okay, so this is what I can tell you. A good leader once told me this, and this is what I've stolen. So this, I think, is the best answer for that. A good leader knows when to lead and when to follow.
Yeah.
And that has always stuck with me. And so in that sense, I look at every business and I look at what they do well. And then I'm also open to be able to learn.
Right.
And know that I don't know everything.
Right.
And that other people will come in and I may learn something new. So, because I think once you're like closed down to learning, that's when you're really going to screw yourself over. Like, and I don't think I'll ever know everything. And I love that about my business. My business will always change. New haircuts will come out. I'll always have to be adapting and changing.
Right.
Or else you'll fail. Like any business that's lasted over the times of years, you know.
Right.
So I would take that from the big businesses as well, as learning how to adapt.
Yeah.
Right? And change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, look at Instagram. Instagram started out as a business where you did location tagging. And that's what they initially started as, right? You go, oh, I'm here, boom, location down. Make a post of your location. You could say the same kind of thing, right? And then they made a small pivot, added in photos and filters, and boom, became Instagram.
And then hashtags.
Right, well, it grew, right? And then pivoted. Snapchat came along and did, like, you could write on your filters and stuff like that. So Instagram adapted that as well, right? You know, and so
some of it is mimicry, right?
Exactly.
I think the example, the best example that I have for what you're just talking about is the sort of the picking rather than one business model. So Amazon.
Yes.
I'm a trash man. I throw away a lot of crap from Amazon. I am not a big fan of Amazon.
Yeah.
It's just a societal thing, right? However, I don't shop from Amazon unless I absolutely have to. And if I'm gonna shop from Amazon, I'm gonna try and use their reseller system that they have. So people, there's people, like there's actual people there.
I used to sell on Amazon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. So,
but you use the actual stores of people. I get it.
Yeah. But for all evil that Amazon is, and I don't think it's evil. It's amoral. It doesn't have a.
I understand. I think a lot of people understand. Like it's not the best business out there. Like,
but the fact that I can, with a mouse click, receive an object in under 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like that, the amount of logistics that has to go into that it's breathtaking. It's beautiful with how synchronous the systems work, and it's just
it's amazing what they've accomplished.
Right,
I fully agree.
And I can recognize that.
Yeah.
While also still holding the same opinion that there's just too many damn Amazon boxes that I have to throw away. Right.
Which is a measurement of their success in itself as well.
Yeah. Fun trash fact: 65% of all trash is packaging.
I believe that. That makes sense.
I think it's 65 cents. 65%.
I feel like that all the time. You get something new and you're just like unpackaging it.
Yep.
And I wonder if there's so much so on a deeper level there, I wonder if the reason there's so much packaging not only is to protect the item, right? That's the obvious go-to.
Yep.
But if there's a psychological level of unpackaging something like it's Christmas
getting a
morning,
gift. Right. Yeah. I would be willing to wager.
I wonder if there's something with that. Yeah. Because it does feel good. Like even with the Amazon side of things, I've talked to many people and even said it myself, where you go, oh man, this feels like Christmas.
Yeah.
July.
Oh yeah.
Christmas you get home if you have
I have people in my life that I would say qualify to have a shopping addiction. And going over to their house, there's always a package, just ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And it's just like...
I'm the main spender in my house.
Well,
I'm the main earner, too.
It's you and your boy. So, I mean, and he doesn't have a job.
That is the joke, yeah.
Get a job.
Get a job, Lyle.
I didn't want to say his name.
That's okay. I say his name all the time. He's known.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully
we're not like doxing him.
No.
Yeah.
No. Goodness, no. We wouldn't do that.
But get a job.
Get a job at Amazon.
It's like, wow, he's old. He's old enough. He's 16, almost 17. I had a job at 14. That's a really good question. Yeah.
What entrepreneurial journey? Because I started one of my very first businesses was I was just a little lawnmower.
All right.
Going door to door.
I guess then my first job wasn't at 14. Okay, yeah.
But I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, we did the lawnmower thing.
And
we offered lawn care.
Delivered newspapers for the Statesman Journal.
I did Statesman Journal with my parents.
Yeah, I did it with my dad.
My dad had an Astra van. We just slide this
Chevy
out.
S10.
Yeah, slide it open, go out there. Used to listen to oldies, so anytime I hear oldies now,
oh yeah,
I think of that.
Yeah, I love listening to oldies.
Yeah.
Which it's sad that what we consider the music we grew up with is now considered oldies.
So I was literally thinking about that as we were discussing this. I was like, I'm going to say oldies, and they're going to think of my music that I grew up with, and I'm talking about a whole different genre.
Right.
Like, I wonder if somebody ran across the street there.
I don't know.
Because there was a guy pulled over, but there was a cop in that parking lot over there with his lights on too.
Huh.
So you know what I mean? Like maybe, anyways, people are gonna be like, "What?" So
they can't see out there.
Yeah,
we could see out there.
We could see. Just good old traffic stuff, people. We used to go around doing that. We worked always and then my first actual job was. I had like little summer gigs, but then I worked with the Hopes selling sausages, and then I also worked at Thrillville.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was awesome. I was a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Got to pull kids out of the water. And just I always had I had to start buying my own and this isn't a knock on my parents, right? My parents worked hard. They were hardworking people. We had a lot of kids in our family. We just weren't weren't like rich people.
They hadn't figured out the trick of time management and time blocking.
Right. So, and the small house was 7 kids. So when I say I grew up in a big family, I mean a big family. Yeah, not just like your 4-kid family, which is still a lot of kids. But I'm saying I grew up in a big family.
Yeah.
So you have that many mouths to feed. Even a McDonald's run is ludicrous.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they just were doing what they could as well, right, with what they had available.
Right.
I learned from 14 I started buying my own school clothes and stuff like that. At a young age I had to start earning money, and I learned that if I wanted something I had to earn it, which was not a bad thing to learn at all. It's helped me push through a lot of times.
Right.
And also be happy for what I have.
And take care of it.
Yes, exactly.
Whether that is a relationship in your life or a possession that you bought on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm not the same, but very similar. It's weird. It's weird how we all really at the grassroots. You talk to 80% of entrepreneurs and business owners. We all have that same freaking story.
Yeah.
It's that same story.
Absolutely. Well, I think it takes a certain type, and there are different types of people in this world. And again, not that one is right or wrong. Right. But
it takes a masochist.
It makes sense, yeah. It takes somebody who does. It is something that, you have to be endurance. I would argue that you as a business owner have a triathlete's mindset already.
I'm well known here.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Well, this is your area.
Yeah.
That makes sense. but you have to endure, right?
Right.
Because there are times where your business is going to be awesome and you're going to be booming and money's going to be great and stuff like that. And actually, even during those times, sometimes it's hard because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to feel bad about having business. You know what I mean? That's a shitty feeling. Like,
getting over, like, understanding, and I hate it, because I grew up poor too. Like, I grew up, but, and I hate the way it sounds pretentious, but, like, when you make tens of thousands of dollars in a single month, the first month I made, basically what one of my old annual salaries would be in a single month. That messed with me so hard. And it sounds, even still to this day, I think you and I talked about it when it happened. Like, it feels gross. It feels gross to be like, oh, woe is me, I don't know how to deal with success.
Right.
It screwed with me for so much time. Well, and then, you know, I'm very thankful that the state of Oregon helped me with that by coming and taking a third of it.
Oh, yeah, they always will.
So I was like, okay, all right. So
thank you for helping me.
Thanks for helping me with the money. But yeah, it is weird. It screws with your head so much, and you're just like, you really got to focus on the ball, right? On your ball. Like, don't look at anybody else's ball.
Nobody else's ball matters.
Nobody else's ball matters. Like, the way you bounce your ball is the best way to do it for you.
Absolutely.
Don't look at how everybody else is bouncing their ball, which is weird, because now we're talking about, like, Amazon and one of my favorites is
I think it's different though. Like, so, like, what we're talking about here is, so I think I can explain what we're talking about, right?
Okay.
Like, with another analogy.
Okay.
Because that's how I do things.
Do it.
So, last year when I started competing or trying to get ready for the triathlon, we went out and started swimming with people who are swimmers, right?
Sure.
And I got out there and I could swim, but I'm just learning now how to do, like, competitive swimming.
Right.
My head down and everything like that.
Right.
And so I didn't realize how much of a difference it is, how fast they are.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. So I would get out there and I would try to say, oh, I got to keep up with these guys. And I would try to swim as hard. And then I would end up gassed out. I would end up feeling, like, scared. Where am I at? They'd be gone because I wouldn't be able to keep up with them because I was so worried about what they were doing, right? Where if I would have just stayed in my lane and then swam and got to the end, and then at the end have been like, hey, I noticed you did something well. What is it that you did? See, there's a difference.
Right.
You can still notice their success and try to take something from it, but when you're in the moment and doing your thing, you need to focus on yourself.
Right.
That's kind of what I would say. Like, when you're in the water, it needs to be head down and on your swim. Afterwards, you know what I mean? When it's the recoup time, learn. Do whatever you can. Steal that information, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, I think a lot of us get too worried about what everybody else is doing and let them be successful. Great. Steal from their successes. You know what I mean? Go, okay, great. They did that. How did they do that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Or collaborate with them.
I am
as a friend.
So I am big on, I call my competitors, and they all know that I say this, is they're not my competitors, they're my co-competitors.
Yeah.
So like we do a lot of collaboration, and I am very big on, you know, taking care of my competition and my competitors, because like they make me better.
Agreed.
And they make my service better for my customer.
Right. Well, we're all here. We're all part of the same community.
Right.
At the end of the day, right? Like, I firmly believe in that, in community, and like, we need to take care of each other in that sense.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I don't know, I'm a big collaboration over competition. Like, there's no reason we all can't survive and strive. And like, I think it's smart that you guys work together on items and stuff like that. I'm sure there's some big jobs that could use a couple hands.
Yeah.
You know, more hands makes less work. Right. Right? I mean, it's the whole saying. So, man, tell me. So, I'm going to turn the tables on you today on your podcast.
Okay.
How many hours do you think you sit in line?
So
obviously not to your fault. So,
no.
You know, I'm just curious.
It depends.
Yeah.
There are, during the peak season times, I tell people, okay, a dump run takes an hour.
Yeah.
If I'm right next to the dump, it takes me an hour. It takes me an hour.
Yeah.
I have systems built in,
Right.
efficiencies built in.
Yeah.
I'm faster than
Most.
most.
Yeah.
And it still takes me about an hour. And so on my best days, I've done 5 dump runs in a day.
Okay.
So and that's a long day. That's like a 10-hour day
yeah.
because it's an hour to load the truck,
That's
hour to
5
go to the
hours
dump.
dumping. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those are brutal days, and those always happen in the summer, and they happen in the summer
What's the hottest?
when it's the hottest in a truck that's black
That has no AC.
that has no AC. So, and again, I'm not
That's part of your job.
I'm not bitching. I love it. I love the fact that my truck is black. I love the fact that my truck has no AC because it's no frills.
Yeah.
It does one thing and it does it really
Does
freaking
it
well.
really well.
We're about to come across the scale, and that's the big
That's
moment.
right.
That's your big moment.
Well, I'm not too worried about it.
What do you think it weighs? What do you think? It's an
We
ink.
should have got that other mattress. Is what we should have done.
I wish we could have, dude.
No, I know. I'm just making jokes. That thing was heavy.
It was
That's
so
what-
heavy.
that's what-
Like,
that's
it
the
was
joke I'm
like-
saying. Yeah.
Like I would do that mattress if the truck was empty, but since we had to lift it another 4 or 5 feet above the
No,
deck,
yeah, no, it would have been ridiculous.
it would have been
I'm with you on
ridiculous. So I will tell you, the weight is in 20-pound increments.
that. Okay.
So
So I need to guess my weight within 20 pounds? Oh, shoot. That's right. That's the whole point, right?
Yep.
So I'm supposed to guess?
yep,
So do you know how much the truck weighs?
I do.
Okay. Do I get to know that at least?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't even have like a base level to jump off of?
Well, because you see there's an inbound scale.
So,
I can't give you the answer.
no, but I would guess like more than that, obviously.
Right.
But that would give me my base.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, all right, I see it. Well, let's see. The truck itself is probably like 1,500.
1,500 pounds?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't know. Just let's throw that out there. No? Like what? How much is a ton? 1,000?
A ton is 2,000 pounds.
2,000, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some trucks are like 2-ton trucks. But
Uh-huh.
that means they can haul that, right? That doesn't mean the truck actually weighs it.
So that means how much weight they can carry in the bed.
That's what I'm saying.
of
Yeah,
the
it doesn't mean the
bed
actual
of the
weight
truck.
of the truck. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So I would say, what, your truck probably weighs 800 pounds? I mean, it's got to be a heavy truck. Then I'm gonna say 983.
983 pounds, so 980
I
pounds.
guess. Yeah. I don't really know where to
Got
shoot
it.
at.
Okay, so the scale's right here.
Okay. I'm like,
Well,
way off.
hello.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm just peachy. We're shooting a new episode of my podcast where we pick up illegal dumping. It's the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Ollie from Ollie's Cuts. He's my barber.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hi.
Nice to meet you over there.
You as well.
97301. Nothing funny but the dead clown.
And who?
Dead clown.
Is that 8,000 pounds?
That's 8,640
See, I knew I was way higher.
You were way off.
Yeah. Well, when I said 1,500, you were like,
Thank you.
I misread you. I thought you were gonna go.
So the truck.
I thought I went too high, so that's why I went lower.
Okay, so you think
So I misread you.
940 pounds?
Well, not
Or
anymore.
What do you think now?
Wait. Okay. So
What did you say?
I said 936.
936?
Yeah,
No, there was a 3. 943. You said 943.
The 36
We'll play
is
the
a
tape
3.
back. We'll play the tape back.
There's a
That's
3
the
in
best part about
936.
recording it. That's such a fucking shitty loophole.
No, but you're like, no, but that's your excuses. No, there was a 3 in it. It's got to be different than 936. Hey!
Good. How are you? I love your new truck, dude.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
No breakdowns? Not yet. You'll have them. Yeah.
It's part of the job. Man.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
Hey, that's
yeah.
an idea.
Because I know them to take forever.
Yeah.
Fix them.
Yeah.
Good
True.
to see you guys.
Good
You
to
as
see
well,
you.
man.
Yeah, have a good day.
You
You as
too.
well. See ya. He's the one I met.
Oh yeah.
at my accountant's.
He's great.
Like party.
Like I said, I'm all in favor of my competition.
Well, it should be like that. There
Right.
shouldn't be any, like, there's no reason for it.
Well,
Are you
there
getting me
are some that aren't. So we're in the tip line. I'm gonna take the tarp off.
Mm-hmm.
You figure out how much weight we.
No,
are.
I already have an idea. I don't
Well,
want.
what is it? You gotta tell me.
Whoa, like, oh. So how much weight we put in?
Yeah, how much weight did we put in the truck?
Okay, so what was it at? 860 something?
I think it was 8,640.
Oh, okay. So I think then we put in 400 pounds.
400 pounds?
400 pounds.
Okay, that's a pretty good guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're stuck.
You need me to help out? Do you need me to get out and help?
I stink.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. I didn't smell you.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So, the thing I don't like doing is opening my back doors before I go over this speed bump. Because when you do that, things fall out of the back of the truck.
That makes sense. So be careful when you open your back door.
Yep. Ladies.
Yeah, I lined that one up.
Yeah, you did. Oh, we're filthy. I
Yeah.
love it.
Well,
We're both
we are junk men.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we both technically take out trash.
Now. Yeah.
Like, well, I clean up people's hair and I sweep it up.
Mm.
Like it is the trash after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, we both clean up people
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah.
I clean literally people, you clean up the area.
Yeah.
We're both in cleanup.
Really, I mean, that's really all it is, right?
Yeah.
If you're a bookkeeper, you're cleaning up people's books.
Yeah, that's cleanup. Yeah. Love my bookkeeper.
Oh, I love mine too. She is great.
I love to fire him
She-
though.
she-
Get myself
so,
a
I like-
lady. No, I'm just joking. That's stupid. But
No, I never thought about it
Actually,
like
really
that.
like
Like it's like everybody does clean up.
yeah,
Clean up.
Well,
clean
everything
up,
is a sale.
Everybody.
everybody's in some form of sales.
Yep. Everybody's in sales. Whether you're self-employed or you're
Selling for somebody else, everything's a sale.
or selling for yourself. You gotta convince your boss to buy your services.
Mhm.
So I never. Ugh, yeah, there are people who are just dirty in sales. I don't.
I know, I hate it. I've never
Like
been
I
a fan
take
of
the rather than manipulate the person, I take the motivate. Like I'm a motivational speaker.
Well, that's where I'm at. Like, if you can't find a reason somebody needs it, then maybe you shouldn't be selling them that product.
Right. One of my first jobs, like first real jobs, not cutting lawns,
Yeah.
was a door-to-door Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman.
Oh, okay.
And
That's hard work. That's hard work.
I was in it it chewed me up in 2 weeks, but
Yeah.
but it was because I was good at it.
Yeah.
And
Really
but
good.
I felt disgusting about it because here I am going into low-income neighborhoods asking a person to buy a $3,000 vacuum.
Right.
Like that
Can I
is
stop? You're so close.
outrageous. This is the stop line is right here.
What is it?
Do you want to get
I'm
out?
so OCD.
Do you want to get out and make a video of the truck dumping
Sure.
your trash out?
Yeah.
Do it. So Ollie, why are
You
you?
go over by the line, by the way.
Huh?
You did go over the line, by the way.
Whatever.
I'm gonna take a picture of it, so then everybody post it to the podcast. So everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Put a picture of it. You went over the
You
line.
went over the line. Constantly pushing the line this way.
Mother.
One thing I like about you is I can give you shit. You don't get very sensitive about it.
Well, it's because I roll around and shit all day.
That makes sense.
I love it. I'm like a pig. That's new guy Mike. We call him new guy Mike. We don't. I call him.
How are you doing? Let's film a podcast.
No, you're not.
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my buddy's podcast. We're filming it right now. We go up and pick up illegal dumps. And then we talk and stuff and then drop it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Cleaning up. This is what I was thinking about. Cleaning up the city one conversation at a time.
Yeah.
Are you going to get me in this? Or what?
Yeah, well, I'm going to record this and drop
You're
it.
recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm like 200 off, right? Roughly?
How's it going? Yeah, you're about 200 off.
All right.
200 light.
About 600. What's the total
We'll
we
see.
got?
We'll see what it comes out when.
It's going to be 31 today.
Nice. I'm debating whether we should go get gas station chicken nuggets or chicken tenders because I gotta get gas. I'm not gonna make it back to your place.
Oh, we get gas. I ate right before you showed up.
I also ate. So Sunday mornings, we're shooting this on a
Actually,
Sunday.
chicken tenders I ate too. which is weird.
I have a religious.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank
You
you.
as well.
I have a
Miss you already.
I have a thing I do. I make the kids breakfast.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
The oldest had a friend stay over
Cool.
and all that. So we're gonna go down to the recycling center here. I'm gonna shut off the GoPro. How far off were you on weight? Are you ready?
Yeah.
No. I get to reveal, not you. I'm the host.
Not used to that.
580 pounds.
Ooh, my guess like 400, right?
You
so
guessed
180
like
off.
180 off.
180 off.
And if we're playing Price is Right rules, you're still in it. You didn't.
Still in it.
You didn't go over.
Well, I'm not going against anybody yet. Oh, if you go over, that's right. Yeah, then you're just out, right?
Yeah.
It's so. Okay, that's what I was.
Well, I don't
wondering.
know. I don't know what the rules are yet. I'm just making it up.
Because if somebody said like, say, if it was 580, right?
Yeah.
And somebody said 590, they would technically be closer than I was. But if they went over,
Well, but again, it only measures in 20-pound increments.
I'm saying, yeah.
So, well, if they said 600, they'd be over.
You're just splitting
Yeah, yeah.
hairs. Yeah. The point is that if they're over, they'd still be closer, though. I wonder who wrote the book on
All right.
cycle.
Okay.
Yep.
So, interview wrap up. This has been great. This is fun.
Good. I'm having a good time. We'll have to do this again. Thank you for being on my podcast.
Getting a
You're like,
wrap
this
up.
is my podcast.
Yeah. Son of a bitch! I already lost it. So, no, the question I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
is, now that you've gotten to see what we junk removal companies do, and the issue that the city has with illegal dumping, what's kind of your where is your heart at?
Oh, I'm way too autistic for an open question like that. What do you mean?
Like,
like, has it changed, like, towards illegal dumping, or?
well, I mean, I think everybody can pretty much go, no, illegal dumping is one of those universal Kantian,
like, none of us want it.
like,
yeah.
that's just bad.
Right.
Like,
So,
that's just bad.
well, I
poor
guess
behavior.
what do you mean in the context
Like,
of your question?
do you think there needs to be more done about it? Do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, but I think that's another, like, I think everybody would agree with that, right? Like,
I guess
we already have the issue. We all agree we have that issue, right? So
Right.
like, no one wants us to have that issue as far as illegal dumping and stuff goes.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like, I guess the question is, what do we do about it? You know what I mean? I don't know if I necessarily have that answer. If I was to shoot from the hip, maybe we have an initiative that they.
I think this is a good attempt. I hope it works.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't have people hired onto the jobs, and you know, one way maybe we can support our local businesses with our government, which makes the taxes go back into our community, right? Is by our government, like, hiring out to local businesses like you to go clean up some of these messes and stuff like that.
If we're going to take a third of everybody's paycheck,
Right, might as well put it back into maybe the community, right? That's earning the money.
right?
And then, you know, and all around. Now that's supporting local businesses, right? And then also we're getting our illegal dumping getting cleaned up as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. There's all kinds of things you could say. I mean, how do you catch illegal dumping as well? How do you even stop it at its? Because that's initially where my brain goes, right? How do you even stop it before it begins?
You know, I was thinking about it. I think that there's, again, I don't want to tread too heavily into the paint of, well, screw it. I don't care. I think there's a socioeconomic issue with it.
Right.
I mean, there's other parts of it, but I think like it's $25 is the minimum fee to get into the dump.
Right. You're saying that's too high?
I think for some people it is.
Yeah.
I think,
Just to be clear, that's why I'm asking.
right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has anything to do with, you know, any kind of territorial disparity, you know, or poor management, like poor personal life choices, or
Right.
I'm not making those judgments, and I'm not
I think a lot of
saying
things
those
are expensive nowadays. I understand what you're saying
Right.
in that kind of sense. Like, yeah, there are, and it is harder to live.
Right.
Like,
and if I can go just throw a couch out of the back of my truck
right.
and save the $25, well, and the thing that, there's a lot of parts of it, a lot of parts in that are just, I think it's like, well.
Sorry for the abrupt cutoff there. We had some technical difficulties when we were shooting, but we still wanted to go with it, so that way you guys could kind of see the process. I want to say thank you to our guest, Ollie, from Ollie's Cuts. And I want to say thank you to you for watching. Make sure you do all the social media, like, subscribe things. Your viewership is kind of what helps us continue doing this. Thank you, and I truly am thankful to you from the bottom of my heart. I promise that I'm going to do better on the technical difficulty side, and the next episode should be much better. With all that, you guys take care of yourselves.